Hello and welcome to a new wildlife build release. In this short video I'm just going to show you briefly what we have added, talk a bit about the current existing bigger bugs and the workarounds, and yeah, that's it. Anyway, so there's three major bugs that we have encountered so far in the community. The first is that the character cannot attack. So if that's happening to you, that's probably because the build is looking at an older input settings file that doesn't have the new input scheme. There's two ways to go about that. The first one is to go into your app data folder under local, wildlife C, and then in the config delete the input settings file. But you could also just go here to settings, inputs, reset these to default like that. Click apply, go back, and now all your inputs should be working and all the new ones. Okay. Next up is meshes. Sometimes look bad, and in the sex, for example, the whole genital area is not doing anything and it looks kind of bad. That is currently a behavior of our veer distance setting here. So if you set it to something below high, like medium or low, it will trigger our LOT meshes for our skeletal meshes, which, as you can see, look quite bad. There's lots of artifacts here everywhere, and it just doesn't look good. We will fix that internally somehow, but for the meantime, what you can do is just make sure, keep this at least high, I keep it at max. So the characters look good again. You can see now everything is fine. Yes, that's it. Next up, in the Oasis, when you possess a character there, let's go over there, and you take that character back with a teleporter. So I'm just gonna go here, talk to this girl, possess her, then go to here and go to the Oasis. Whoopsie. So if you want to have a character from the Oasis in here, for example, you don't really have to go to the Oasis to get someone in here. You can just press the T key, which will bring up the summon menu here. And for example, if I wanted to have the other woman here that I talked to earlier, I can just, that's Shay here, I can just click plus on her, and it should have spawned her around me at some point. Yeah, here she is. And you can see everything is working. I can now click her, possess here, and I can place her here with no problem. So that should work as a workaround for the time being in that case. So now that I mentioned some of the bugs and how to get rid of, or like how to get your inputs working again, I'm going to show you one more thing. We've been receiving feedback that the caves are like a bit too dark when you enter. So right now when you enter, what it does is it turns off the skylight, which is what emits the indirect lighting. The indirect lighting, however, does not respect shadow throwing, so it will throw it everywhere, right? So that's why the cave looks like this, because it's receiving indirect light from the environment, even though it shouldn't get in here. So what we do is we just turn it off when we come in here. Obviously, it turns it off a little bit too much, way too early. However, in the caves should be this dark. It's just the environment, the entrance should not be that dark. But what you can do here is use your torch. So if you hold Q, it brings up this quick access menu here, and you can click on the torch. And if you release Q, you will see on the bottom right, the torch is selected now. So if I now click Q, Maya pulls up her torch, and I can go into this cave and start, wandering around in the cave and getting lost in the cave, but at least with a torch. So that's something to keep in mind. You have a torch, it is in here. So now I can have the torch and then drink a drink. That should be no problem as well. And when I'm getting out of the cave, I can put the torch away unless I do that. There you go. Okay. Yeah, that's it. So it is 5 minutes now. I'm just going to show you a little bit what we have done here. We've increased a lot the content of the village. It's still not final. but you can kind of get an idea where we're going here. The arena is here, and there's all the caves. This is like a Karpali tent stand, and then this area here is where the humans live. And then if we move out here, there's a little plantation of trees. You can go out here, and here's like where the canyon starts. And on the other side of this canyon are the hunting grounds. You can now see we also have a notification message for entering these. And this is basically where everything hunts. Like there is also an enemy already. Let me see if I can fight against him. Stabbed him in the butt, and now he's angry. Oh, shit. Going low. Yeah, this guy's really hard. Fuck. Oh yeah, and you can parry now with the right mouse button. Fuck. Uh-oh. To concentrate here to not die. Ah, finally. Okay, and then you can hear and loot it. Yeah. Let's also mention that we added a quest line. Now that thing that I just looted from the hyena is part of the quest line. So let me just go back and show you real quick where it begins. Somewhere here, yes. Here's the guard to the city. So if I talk to him, she wants to get into the city. Oh, it's hidden by this post-processing depth of field. But yeah, she wants to get into the city. He says, well, then you talk to this other guy, and you go in here. You enter the city. And then you mean to talk to this guy here, the overseer, and he will start to give you like a multi-part quest line that we implemented to, you know, test quest systems and stuff like that. So yeah, that's pretty much the new build. We implemented a new character. Maybe I can show that one real quick. We have a bunch of new characters, like a whole bunch of travel mails we made. Then this character here, Richie Com. That she is like a female minotaur that we added, and yeah, that's it. Hope you like it and you enjoy the builds. You can get it from our Patreon, links in the description. See you next time. Hello and welcome to another Wildlife Progress video. In this video we want to show you a little bit of what's going on with the latest build in July. And what are we going to do about the September demo? In this July testing build, we have implemented the playable combat for the first time. You can test it out if you go to the teleport stones and then to the combat testing area, where you can fight against some hyenas that are the first enemy trash mob type that we have implemented. So the combat is currently still in a very basic form, although the different weapons will not be available in the September demo, but after that, when we implement our entire inventory system, where we also want to split up the whole costume slots into feet, leg, torso, hat, arms, and necklace areas. So you can mix and match your clothings and get a nice customized character look with that. In a future release, the combat will be spread out more throughout the world, and you will be able to challenge more NPCs to combat. This area, along with the hunting grounds, will be the main focus of the vertical slice. In our previous roadmap that we showed you, we wanted to release the vertical slice in September. Now we have to rename this release to a demo, because per definition it cannot be called Vertical Slice, because it's still lacking some gameplay features such as the survival system, the reward system, the inventory and the save system and so on. These are systems that we will implement throughout the course of the remaining year and basically release a working Vertical Slice for December. The demo release in September is still unaffected and you will still be expecting some cool stuff going on there. We're excited to work on this project and to see it develop even more. The levels that we have implemented so far are a big step forward, but as you can see, the world is massive. This will take some time, but with your help, I'm sure we can get there. So with this said, thanks very much for your support and let's get this going together. Cheers and bye.